focusing on the mind, body, and spirit. So the mental part being is that all these kids know they got to do journals, and they have to learn how to speak more eloquently and not be so rambunctious in their behavior. And that's the mind part. The body part is we do physical things. In other words, you have to meet benchmarks in terms of doing push-ups and skipping. Some of you guys have done some wonderful skipping. I mean, the improvement I've seen overall, Kareem surprised me with his wonderful skipping ability. A lot of these kids are doing things, and that's the body part. When I say get out and give me 50, or I say give me 300 crunches, 100 push-ups, I ain't playing. I want exactly that, and even if they're not done properly, at least they're trying and they're engaged. The spiritual part deals with the core issues, and the core issues being is, what do you do when your parents are mad at you? What do you do when your buddies are mad at you? What do you do when you're mad at yourself? What do you do when you're being bullied or violence is? To be able to talk about those things, and the objective is, just so you wonderful rugrats know, that my objective is to get you to a point where you can, in conversation through writing properly, not in point form, you can express those kind of things. So there's symbolism to everything I do, and just to be specifically clear, the Canadian Youth Project was named, the only word I knew coming up was the word projects. I didn't know nothing about the word project. I knew the word projects because I came from the projects. The word youth, I had a dysfunctional youth here, so that became important. Canadian, because I've not only served in the Army, I've also been to the Olympics. So that speaks for itself. The last part is stop the hate, motivate. The reason why I came up with that is because when I came here, everybody was talking about bullying and violence, bullying and violence, bullying. I said, well, that's not very friendly or proactive because everybody's talking about it, we know it exists, these kids know it exists, so why not find a friendlier way and broaden it and say stop the hate, motivate, because hate is a very broad word, and hate is basically the root of bullying, and the hate is of racism and of all the things that I'm familiar with. So my thing is, if we can eradicate the word hate from their vocabulary, which I'm doing in their journal entries, and get them motivated and engaged in doing things, then we're definitely on the right path. So at the end of the day, what I called you here for is not only to show you appreciation as teachers, but I primarily wanted you guys to know that these kids appreciate you. There's just not enough events like this happening where there's, you know, at some point in time, somebody's going to have the hindsight to say, you know what, we've got to get this groups of teachers away from the classroom and from this kind of venue. It's just friendly. These guys are showing appreciation. A lot of them may have attitudes. Who really cares about different people and different things? That's not the point. You guys are teachers and groundbreaking educators because you're dealing with a tough situation, you know, from all aspects. So at the end of the day, I know that's a long preamble, but the message has been sent that my goal is stop the hate and to have these kids motivated. Okay, so is everybody crystal clear on my mindset and why I'm here? And the only thing I require from you in return for this event